Kitaholic Kits fans, how are we all? It is Amy here, or Scrap and Ames, back with my number 3 project, and I'm doing a 12x12 cut file layout for you today using the Summer Loving cut file, which I have already backed using multiple pattern papers. There you are, you can see it there on your screens. And I've kind of gone with a bit of a solid pattern paper mixed with some brighter kind of pattern paper, as you could see just then. Now, I loved this black and white camera paper, so I went with that first because the photo is a bit of a group selfie of family back at the beginning of last year when we went on a family holiday. It's kind of the final photo of this family holiday that has been epically kind of scrapped for the last, I don't know how many months. But the problem was the cut file to me didn't stand out as much as I would have liked to, or it to, on the background paper. So I was a bit bugged by it. Even though I had all those bright coloured pattern papers, it just wasn't popping enough for me. And I thought, what was I going to do? I was going to do some mixed media. And then I thought I'd do something that I don't do very often, but I do really like the look of. And it is to back this black and white paper onto this solid coloured pattern paper. Oh my god, if I say pattern paper anymore, I swear, I think my head's going to go crazy. So that's what I do. So what I did was cut about an inch off either side, and then about a half an inch off the top and bottom. I didn't want to make it too short, I guess, or too narrow. No, can't think of the word. It's the right mathematical terminology there. Because I still wanted bulk of that black and white camera paper because I really, really liked it. But I really liked that dark green coloured paper as well, actually. Anyway, so then it was to decide what was going to happen with my photo. Was I going to mat it? Was I going to leave it as is? I really couldn't decide. I was still determining whether or not I was actually going to put some paint behind there as well to go with mixed media, but I left it. Then I decided I was going to add some big embellishments. So as you would see and I've talked in my last 2 videos, lots of big embellishment or big die cuts in this pack. So definitely going to make use of them here, as you will see. So starting off with this kind of butterfly picture frame kind of thing, which I don't use there. You will see me use it and change it up shortly. So I do start to play around here. You'll see me. I wanted to use this big love one. Someone, if you're watching this, the subscriber that asked about how to use it, I have to say, I tried to answer that question for you just then, but I didn't succeed. So I apologise. I was trying to, but not on this layout, unfortunately. But yeah, so I rifle around in my little blue tray of Kitaholic awesomeness and pull out a whole heap of these different embellishments, as you can see, as to what I'm going to use. Now, as you can see, I'm starting to formulate a plan. I moved the butterfly frame up the top there, and it does stay there. Spoiler alert. Just some thinking happening here as to what's going to happen. As you can see, I've actually cut around sort of all of everyone's heads, the shape of everyone in my photo, as opposed to sort of I didn't cut it down in the rectangle. I was going to make it a really clean cut and then thought better of it. I liked the idea of cutting around, mainly because I wanted to cut the people out of the background, but I thought it would fit better with the shape of my cut file. Because the words at the bottom, or the word loving, it's very flowy and it's sort of up and down and all the rest of it. I thought that would be a better way for me to sort of tuck in the photo a bit better. And I actually do like it. It gives a bit of it just yeah, it just gives a bit more of a flow on a kind of effect as opposed to that real clean cut, which is normally my style, I guess, look. So yeah, I just kind of went with that. Now, something I'm finding that is a better trick with mounting this sort of paper when you're doing this is not to put your tape right on the edge like I just did then. So exactly follow the pattern I just did when putting the double-sided tape on your pattern paper just then. So don't put it so close to the edge and only make it like not touching each other. And I find that that's how I line it up better. I can never ever have been able to put those like the inside paper, if that makes sense, like when I was just doing that the black and white paper, can never get them on straight. I finally managed to work out a system to get them on straight. It seems to be working so far. So I hope that made sense. Alright, I am going to start committing to things going into my layout. So I've put some green and white thread through my tags, and I'm putting the blue tape runner you can see there is actually removable repositional tape from Spotlight. I find that really good to use when I'm really not sure quite where I want things to go. Unfortunately, it seems to run out super quickly, and it ran out on this layout on me, and I don't have any backups, so I was like, nah. So I used it on the cut file because I didn't know if I was going to leave it like that, and I wanted the ability to lift it up, move it if I wanted to put stuff in underneath it. And I did the same with the photo and the die cuts around it, just because I wanted to be able to position things in and around it if need be, because I hadn't planned too much in my head how this was going to look and things like that. So the tags and stuff like that were all sort of used that with. Stuck down. Oh my god, my words are shocking. It's been a big day. It's hump day, peeps, and I am buggered. Hump day is Wednesday, by the way, middle of the week, on the downhill slide to the weekend, and it's been 2 very, very long days of work. And I knew I wanted to play around with really embellishing around my photo. Just to liven it up a little bit. I liked some of the sentiments that were in the kits, in the exclusive die cuts this month, the words that we had. I knew that there was some things in there, so I thought, I might play with those. So I did have an idea. And the title, the Summer Loving title, was because, as I said, this was, well, it wasn't this time last year, it was January last year, so it was around the end of January, so summertime, and it was on the beach. It was perfect. You can see the beach, but we know it was. So perfect summertime photo. I think I'm just going through pulling out some of those other embellishments that you can see there. Some of those words and things like that from my kit to decide. I like to sort of pull out a few different options, and then I play around with things that are going to go or work best. So just pop some journaling on that little tag there that says loving this. It didn't really need a lot of journaling because I've previous pages to this that will go in the family album have all of the holiday documented, so I don't really need heaps and heaps. And plus it was just a dinner out at the club that night, at our last night at our holiday away with family. So yeah, I'm pretty certain I have a Project Life spread on it anyway. Now I'm just adding, I think I'm just adding those little bits of exclusive die cuts from the Kitaholic packs, and they're just the words. I'm just adding them in some little spots just to fill in little pieces. So obviously built some clusters around the photo there, not adding really anything to the cut file. It's big enough as it is, and not really needing to add a lot to the page. I could have gone a little bit embellishment cray, and to me, I think looking at it, I was like, oh, is that a bit too much? But I was really determined to put this llama in. I don't know why. I thought it was really cute. I really wanted to use him, but it just did not fit. Look, how many times do I try to put that in? I wanted something here. I felt something needed to go here, but not too much. That this little cactus pot plant seemed a little too bold, but I still felt it needed a little something just to fill in the spot. I don't know. And as you may have seen, the kit came with these cocoa vanilla wood veneers as well. Again, that was too 3D for this, too thick for this spot. And just I added these flowers instead, and I was really happy with that. I thought it was just the right subtle little touch. Man, I'm still determined to add these cactuses. I get really hung up on wanting to add certain embellishments. I don't know why, but I do. So like the llama, it had to go in, but it didn't fit. And not that these necessarily go with the theme of my layout, but they go with the pattern papers, I guess. They coordinate, so I kind of just went with the flow here. It looks bright, it looks summery. Meh, it fits. And there we go, just layered it up again. And as I said before, that's the one thing with these big embellishments. I guess that's the bonus. If not used to using them, you can layer them up, is the one thing I've discovered. That, you know, they've got the colours there, you can pop them in behind and they still manage to stick out, add that colour pop to a certain area of your layout, but not take over, as you can see here on mine. Haven't been able to use those banner pieces yet that we got in the kit. I don't know why, but they just don't work for me yet. So I know some of the other DTs have been able to use them and they look fantastic, but I just haven't got them on my layout. I must try it. Or maybe snip them down and use them. Maybe I should make them on some little embellishments or something. Maybe that's a challenge I should try. Now just adding some finishing pieces here, I think I am. This happy that was in there in the wood veneer pack from Cocoa Vanilla. My H did come off, unfortunately. Little bugger. Probably when I was unpacking it. But that was easy fixed. I just glue it back on. It just clicks into place actually, so it works in really well. It was a nice easy break. So I just add that in down the bottom. That corner looked a little bit dull to me. And I added that exclusive flower die cut piece to the top cluster as well. So I've made a few little clusters here and there around my layout, even though I've got that really big cut file. How many times can I say here? Oh, there it is again. Lucky we're not playing a drinking game. Hey, well, I hope you're not. There it is again. So there are some clusters, which if that's, sometimes I do those. They're not always something you have to do, I guess. I don't think. They're not a rule. I think they work if you're not sure. Like this layout, I wasn't sure how I was going to do it, where things were going to go. Because the cut file is a big one, I did make it a little bit bigger than what it normally was and then what it was actually sent to you. So if yours doesn't look quite as big, that's okay too. You can play around with them in the Silhouette, the Studio software. I just wanted to stretch it out a little bit more to make it a bit more fuller across the page. And I'm happy that I wasn't sure what photo I would use, but I knew I would use a single photo, and I was happy with it being a bit bigger. I was cool with it. So I do bring in some gold Heidi Sort Colour Shine from my stash just to add a bit of bling bling. Forgot about that's okay, I'm hoarding them anyway. I shouldn't say that. What are they? The Chamel little puffy enamel-y pieces, but that's okay. As I said, I'm really trying not to use them. No, I've got to order me some more. I keep forgetting to. We've got those in the kit and I adore them. I could have added them to this layout. I knew I'd forgotten something, plus the puffy stickers or the chipboard stickers. But that's my layout done. So I have some close-ups for you at the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Kitaholic Kits channel and check out our Facebook group. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next week. Bye.